Hey YouTube, I figured I'd make a video since I'm settled in now back in California. Um, yeah, I just want to make this video to showcase why the Beretta is my favorite in case somebody was thinking about buying one, why I trust these guns, and why I vouch for them. So, I mean, some of you may know that I carried the M9 in the service. I didn't get the M18 yet. The SIG. I carried these guns, and I just really grew to liking them. I mean, I always liked them just because they were attractive looking guns. Like if you see them, like, growing up as a kid, I would see these guns in holsters, and they weren't carrying Glocks yet. They were carrying like these still, and I was always fascinated with them. They're so, they got the hammer on them, and they're just nice looking guns. They really are. But besides the looks of it, they are very safe weapons. Very safe. I think they are the safest guns actually on the market. And I say that because there's like 4 safeties on this. Besides the manual safety, there is weapons are clear. There's so many safety features that make this gun essentially impossible to fire unless your finger is on the trigger and you pull the trigger. Now, what I mean by that is, some people are scared of the decocker. They think that, oh, what if the gun goes off when you decock it, because the hammer does go forward. And that's true. It is a fear, but if you actually look at the mechanism, so there is your firing pin. That's what pushes the firing pin in. That's not the actual firing pin. It's like a 2-piece mechanism. But when you hit that safety and decock it, you can literally see it moving out of the way. And when it fully goes, it is completely out of the way. See? So there's nothing that's going to make that firing pin move forward at all. Nothing. Because it's physically out of the way. See? Now it's back, rotating out. So, never be afraid to decock these. Other guns, yeah, some guns are kind of sketch because they don't have this mechanism. They kind of just rely on like a half cock feature, which I'll get into that with this gun as well because it does have half cock. So let's say you drop this gun, and the hammer does protrude out so slightly, but if you drop it directly on this piece, on the hammer, straight down, first off, it's going to have to go through half cock, right? It's going to get stuck on this notch here on the hammer. That'll prevent it from going all the way forward. So that's already one safety. Now, people are saying that when you drop a gun, the trigger bounces, right? The trigger will bounce back, right? And that's why some guns go off, is because the trigger bounces back. And that's why Glocks have that little piece to prevent the trigger from going back, which is it's a good feature. It really is. But this gun, if the trigger did bounce back for just a second and this hammer fails and it slips past its notch, well, even while this is bouncing, it's only gonna bounce for a second. It's not gonna like stay down here while this goes up, but it'll stay for a second, and then by the time it starts returning, it should already hit half cock. And even if it doesn't, and it makes it like right, just past half cock, there's no way this thing is still gonna be hanging back here. You know what I'm saying? So by the time it goes right here and it starts returning, that firing pin block safety right there, that thing moving up and down, is gonna go back down to where the firing pin will not move forward and strike the primer. The only way for that firing pin block safety to go up is to pull the trigger. So very safe guns. It's really the safest there can be. The only way this gun is gonna go off is if you pull the trigger. So yeah, that's why I love these guns. They're super safe, great for first-time shooters. And you just, what's not to like about them? They are heavy, but I mean, with weight comes recoil management, you know. And I have videos of one of my younger cousins shooting this gun, first time shooting, and he was getting good hits on the steel target, you know. And you know, he shot my other guns too, like my polymer guns, and he wasn't doing as well. But with this gun, he was hitting that steel at about like 15 yards, 15, 20 yards. So yeah, I mean, you'll see. Maybe it was like 10 yards, but still, you know, first time shooter. So now this gun right here is my trophy piece. You know, this is what I'm gonna pass down to my kids or my grandkids, you know. This is my legacy piece. If I were to keep any gun 20, 30 years from now, it would be this one. Because it's chrome plated, and it's just look at it. It's beautiful. It really is. Super smooth. This is a safe queen. I don't take it out unless somebody wants to shoot it, and I'll gladly take it out because I love shooting this gun. It's so like smoother than any of these guns here, the left and the right. Everything is just like butter. But yeah, this is the legacy piece. Everybody should have something like this, you know, some gun that it doesn't have to be shiny, doesn't have to be, you know, super expensive. It's just got to be something that like they had a story with, you know. I feel like that should be a goal in life, you know, because everybody wants to be remembered when they go, when it's their time. And this is definitely something that you could be remembered by. Now this one is basically like a duty pistol. Whenever I train outdoors, you know, and I have my belt on, I'll have this in that holster. And that front light really helps keep that muzzle down. Even though it's already such a flat shooting pistol, that just helps even more. So it's a very, very sweet shooting pistol. This is the 92A1, so it has like the rounded trigger guard. And this model is kind of frowned upon because it has like a plastic trigger, but it really doesn't bother me. These ones are cool because it tells you when it was made. This one was made in Italy in 2020, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, this is, you know, every gun here has a purpose. This is the one that I carry. If I were to carry in my shoulder holster, this would be the one that I carry. Just because, you know, if I do use it, you know, police is gonna take it while, you know, the case is going on, so I'd rather lose this one than this one. But yeah, super nice guns, super safe. A little story time, really irrelevant, but when I was on the ship in the Navy, I had my Beretta in my outer vest. You know, I was just, you know, fucking around with my friends. We were in the armory, and you know, we do a lot of dumb shit behind closed doors, you know, like don't let anybody tell you that they don't. Like, people do dumb shit. But I had my Beretta. It was loaded, of course, condition 1 with the safety on. And I had it in my outer vest. Like, I took it out of my holster and I just stuffed it in my vest. You know, we were just like messing around. And I dropped my phone and I went to go pick it up, and this fell back, or it fell out, and it fell back like this. And then me and my friend were like, "Oh shit," you know, super. It was really funny, but you know, we were young, dumb, but you know, there's a bunch of stories like that. You know, if you talk to veterans, they all have like stories like that. But I mean, it's the past. These guns are super safe, so if it was that SIG, the M18 that, you know, is currently being issued, yeah, that would be like, my heart would like drop, you know, and I would be like, oh fuck, you know, that gun could have went off. But this one, nah, these guns are beasts. But yeah, I mean, hopefully the M9s start flooding the market. You know, the used market as like surplus pistols, because that would be great. They're all like rusted out and, you know, clunky, but man, those things are beasts. You know, like we had pistols that were still from like the 80s, you know, like old guns. Like this black finish was like turning purple, you know, that's how old it was, and all the COP that we used on them. But yeah, I can't say enough how much, you know, I love these guns. They're just great, and I would recommend you buy one. Even just a plain black one. Like, I would love to have a plain black one without a rail, because they're handsome, very handsome guns. Yeah, very sweet shooting. And I'll cut to the video. Like I said, it's like friends, family shooting them. Super accurate guns. Very easy to take apart too. You know, just push down the button, flip the lever, good to go, you know? So, really can't say enough about them. They're great firearms. Your first shot's gonna be heavy. Slowly, man. Don't hesitate. There you go. This one's gonna be soft, man. Let it surprise you.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
Again, surprise you. You're hesitating. Let it surprise you.
Okay. All right.
I can tell because your shots are going low. Let me walk over a bit.
This one's easier.
Like butter. 9mm? No, it's my Beretta. Dang. All right, ready? Horizontal. All right.
So it did the same shit.
Yeah.